We've just walked through the costs of incoherence, of living out of alignment, out of rhythm, out of resonance with your true self. All of that is real, and some of it was practical. But what comes next is even more vital. In this arc, I want to bring you to the threshold moments, the ones that arise when you finally make the vow to live differently. There's this moment, and I've experienced it more times than I can count, when incoherence tries to seduce you back into the old web of lies, back into the false comfort it offers, and your true self begins to push back. That moment isn't loud, it doesn't come with fireworks, it comes quietly, like a pressure in the chest, a flicker in the gut, a test almost of signal. This next arc is your advanced warning system. It names what these moments feel like and shows you how to walk through them. Because these are the moments no one talks about. The second before the step, the breath before the decision, the heartbreak before you cross. It looks like stillness, but inside it's fire. A quiet war between everything you've ever been and the man you say you're becoming. You think the choice is made in motion, but it's not. It's made in this moment when the world is still and every voice in your head speaks at once. One says, you're not ready. Another, you'll ruin everything. And yet another, just wait a little longer. But underneath all of them, there's a quieter voice, faint, unemotional, direct. It says, you already know. And you do. You've known for a long time, but knowing isn't the hard part, is it? Moving is the hard part. Because once you move, the world rearranges itself. And once the world rearranges, you can't unsee what you've seen. You can't become suddenly unaware of what you have become aware of. This is the terror of the threshold. Not that you don't know what to do, but that you do know what to do and you still haven't done it, and you're beginning to see the cost of not taking action. That's the fracture, the agony, the contradiction at the core of so many men. They live in this world of almost, in soon, in just a little more time. But time doesn't bring courage, it just erodes clarity. And every day that you delay, the choice gets harder to make. Not because it's less true, but because you're more entangled in the lie. You're more rational, more polite, more dead. This is the cost of hovering at the threshold. You begin to shape a life around avoiding the one moment that could set you free. You distract yourself, you spiritualize the pause. You say things like, I need to integrate this first, or I'm being patient and waiting for the moment to arrive. But underneath it all, you're just fundamentally afraid. Afraid of what might break, afraid of who might leave, afraid of who you'll become when there's no one left to blame for the fact that you've been waiting. This is very much the final gasp of the old life, the last breath of a man who knows he cannot return, but still doesn't believe he's worthy to move forward. And so he lingers in limbo. And this is the moment I want to name, because it's where most men die, not literally, not dramatically, but spiritually, energetically, mythically, emotionally. They hover just long enough that their fire goes out. And from the outside, they still function, they still perform, they still produce. But the part of them that could have changed everything was lost in the stillness they didn't know how to walk through. So here's the truth, the unfiltered truth. You are not waiting for a sign. You're not being responsible. You're not listening to your body. You're not waiting for alignment or resonance. You're choosing delay over devotion. You're choosing fear over alignment. And if you keep choosing it, the window closes. Because thresholds are sacred, but they're not permanent. They're invitations, but not obligations. And if you don't step through, they don't wait, they disappear, and they take your fire with them. The myth of readiness is the death of too many men, because readiness never arrives. It's not a feeling, it's not a signal, it's not peace. Readiness is a byproduct of movement, of rupture, of momentum. It comes after the step, not before. So if you're standing at the edge, feeling like you're on the verge, this is not the moment to plan. This is not the moment to consult your calendar or your therapist or your friend or your inner committee of critics. This is the moment to move, not recklessly or impulsively, but with finality, because there's a version of you who already lives on the other side of this threshold. He's not perfect, but he is complete. He is real. And you'll never meet him until you leave the man you no longer are. You're not deciding anymore whether to cross. You're deciding whether to betray yourself one more time by pretending that you're not ready. And deep down, you already know the answer. Welcome to The Architect Speaks.